Yo, what is going on? So I am here and at the beach. Let's see here. Yes, indeed. And I'm just relaxing right now. I got a few entries here for PvP, and I am trying to figure out if Spellbound Ring of the Deep is a good artifact to run in place of either Radiance or Helm. I kind of feel like the other option would be to take a bond off and run it, but I used my World Boss Crystallized Power to buy a random World Boss ticket, which is how I've been buying my World Boss tickets the last like 4 or 5 World Boss artifacts that I've gotten, just so I can get more World Boss artifacts more often and kind of let the game make the choice for me as far as what I'm going to end up with. And it's a great way to just kind of experiment with them. Like, I ended up really loving some of the other artifacts that I've gotten randomly through it. Like, let's see here, what was the other one? Trident of the Deep was one that I got. That I really enjoyed for increasing crit chance after 100 hits. And then the other one I got, oh, this right here. That one I really liked. And that you can, if you have a high attack speed character, you can keep 100% uptime on that. So that was fun, and it can't be dispelled either, which is cool. And then the other one that I was using that I was enjoying was this one right here. I just put that on a really high attack hero, and it was actually bringing their DPS up quite a bit. This would be, I think, a good artifact for maybe like Xanadus, where you can't use artifacts that are good for a single target, like Stuck Pumpkin or something. Maybe slap it onto your Fallen Fray, and it just does a staggering amount of damage, and that's at a 0-star. So her DPS was like 3 times as high. It's not enough to really affect anything, but it's at least, I mean, in a big way. But it's probably bringing another 200 or 300 billion damage to the boss, so it is going to bring your World Boss score up a little bit. Let's see here. What was the other one that I really liked? It was good in PvP. Both of these were. Oh, these two. This one is amazing. This is kind of like depending on who you're facing, this is kind of like a mini Ring of Spirit morph. And then this one right here is just like a huge mana battery and a damage amp against the opponent. So plus you get additional stuff when it's activated in the arena. So this is like meant for PvP. So this one was actually fun. This is another one I got, Earth Core. It's basically a class unique weapon. And then as you level it up, it scales the same way. So this one was not as much fun, but it's good for an Eclipse character, you know? So, but yeah, I've been enjoying using these random World Boss tickets. And let's see here. I got a second Heart of the Abyss, or third, excuse me, randomly. So that I'm using in Eclipse as well. So, it's something to think about. But I'm just trying to figure out if this Spellbound Ring of the Deep would be a good one to run on one of my heroes. So I'm going to put it onto Pansy for now. The only thing I don't like about it compared to Radiance is that Radiance removes negative effects automatically if she wasn't dispelled by the opponent. So that's kind of what I like about Radiance. Maybe the better person to put this on would be DK, because then I'm not dealing with his attack reduction. Let me do that. I'm going to put this on DK, and we're just going to see how it goes. I don't know if there's any humans running right now. I played against Clive this morning. I only got one battle in, though, against him. And then a couple against Ann YG. I got my ass kicked by Yami Razo. I almost beat him. God, that chase is amazing. Woo! Anyway, but hopefully I'll get a human it's kind of like a alternative to what is it called that I'm running? The Bond or whatever, the Spellbound Ring of the Deep. Certainly, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier if I decided I wanted to upgrade it, to upgrade the Spellbound Ring of the Deep, than it is to upgrade the Bond, because Velk, even if you're placing first place every week in Velk, you just don't get those fragments very frequently. I'd love it if we could grind like the fragments of artifacts towards artifacts of the same class. So like event artifacts going towards, when ground up, going towards being able to craft an event artifact ticket. I think that would be, you know, really cool. And of course, grinding Velk artifacts. Like, I don't feel like a lot of people are going to be running Infernal Greatsword unless you're doing something that really requires a lot of penetration. But with the new meta and a lot of the new heroes at Amp Pen, I don't feel like Infernal Greatsword is something that a lot of people are going to be running. Okay, so we got Masano here. I have had a lot of trouble with Masano because of his silence. But in theory, if Spellbound happens to hit casts, even if Bond doesn't, it may be the thing that allows DK to fire off his S1 first. See, now I don't know whether or not she was bound there or whether that was Spellbound that did it. I'm going to have to watch the playback, and it's very, very hard to see my screen in the sun. Let's see if we can play it back here and actually see it. But if in theory Spellbound hit her, then DK is going to be able to cast his S1 before she can cast her silence, because it's reducing her attack speed to 1,000, and his attack speed just going into the battle with Fallen Fray and then the perks from the Priestess and everything like that is I think close to 1,800 or maybe even 1,900. We'll look in a moment. I'm not really sure. But at the end of the day, it's just going to allow him to fire his skill off first. Let's see. She did. She got bound by the ring. Look at that. You see that right there? She got hit by that ring. And DK was able to outperform her on merit of speed. So that's a good test. That is a really cool test. Yeah, I really, I've seen some of these world boss artifacts in there. And I'm like, they sound cool, but where would I use them? And then once you get them, you're kind of like forced to really analyze use case scenarios where it actually makes sense. And that to me is a really great use case scenario. So let's take a look here. Fallen Fray's unique weapon gives attack speed to Dark Castle. Look at that, 500 right there. Okay. And then I have him built with 1490. So he's at almost 2,000 attack speed just entering into the battle, and that's before this attack speed, or did I take that off? I may have actually taken that off because he already had plenty. I did, I took it off, so that's fine. So he's at almost 2,000, and that Spellbound Ring of the Deep on him is reducing whoever it hits to 1,000, and it's reducing their attack, and it lasts for 8 seconds. That's a really long time. It's a really, really long time. I could imagine if you went into battle with 4 of these on and your whole team had a lot of attack speed, that things could get really, really interesting. Like, this may be one of the coolest PvP artifacts right here. And grinding out world boss, and you don't have to place high to get a good amount of crystallized power, but grinding out world boss on a regular basis and just selecting these for your PvP game could be a really, really great way to see your win rate go up. I don't know. We'll see. Let's try some more. But that was a really cool test. I wasn't even certain whether or not it was going to... oh, here we go. Koala. So, like, him and I go back and forth. If I'm going to beat him, this is the team I would use. But typically I have Helmet on, and I don't have this Spellbound Ring of the Deep. But maybe the Spellbound will hit just the right hero and I can beat him. I don't know. So it'll be interesting. He is upgraded several of his heroes since we first started our battles, our rivalry, whatever you want to call it. And I don't think, yeah, there's just no way. So I don't know, without that attack reduction on his 2 highest attacks, which are his priests from the helm, I don't think I can beat Koala with that team. So I probably could try taking Otherworldly Radiance off, since he's not like a multi-dispeller, and see if maybe I can run Helm on DK again, give him a bit more survivability. I would want to have, well, Fluss is probably perked to target the the wizard with, let me go look and see here. I'm going to look at my own Fluss. First thing though, I'll put the ring on. Well, let me see. Let me see what's up with Fluss, because I'm not super familiar with how he works. Here he is. So he's probably got this perk. The target becomes unable to recover mana, and if there is a wizard among the enemy, changes the target to the wizard. Okay, so we don't have a wizard. And what does it say? Moves to the enemy with the highest attack, dispels positive effects from the target, inflicts silence for 2 seconds, and leaves a mark for 10 seconds. Afterwards, plus all attacks prioritize the marked. Okay, so then it's hitting my Frey. He is going for my Fallen Frey, because I think she's got the highest attack. Let's see, it could be DK. It is probably DK. Yeah, it's definitely DK. So he is going for DK. So I will put the helm on him. That's what I've always done. And that's where I end up winning against him, is with the helm on DK. So I'll put the Spellbound Ring of the Deep. And hopefully he's still running. And I'll put that on Pansy. And we'll do another battle. Hopefully, like I said, he's still running. I have a feeling he is. And then we'll see if I can beat him with the combination of a ring and helm. This should be an interesting test. So all right, come on, interrupt there, Koala Man. Ah, no interruption. Okay, let's try it again. He's probably playing against Masano or something. It's truly amazing in this game how a couple of tweaks to your team, be it a buff or a new piece of gear or a new, skill rotation in the beginning, can really completely change your success in content like PvP. It is amazing, and that's what I love about PvP, is that little tiny permutations can make all the difference in the world. Can literally, some of these battles come down to one perk. It's so cool. It's just, and then just trying to know all of those things and figuring out which is the best combo to use overall globally. It's just so much fun, and it's like I was knocking Koala and Clive and everything for recharging, and then it's like, wait a minute, whoa, dude, cool your jets, you recharge yourself. You may not be the one that does the recharging right out of the gate in the beginning of the week, but who cares? I actually did do that one time because I was curious to see why Clive was doing it, and I had a video that I did where I was the one that kind of opened with a bunch of recharges in the beginning of the week. And I'll tell you what, it makes it a lot less stressful if you know you're gonna end up recharging anyway, it makes it a lot less stressful to just do all that recharging right at the beginning of the week and get all your battles in, so that you kind of have the luxury of doing your attacks on that first Monday of the week, just kind of whenever, because you're already there and settled in and good to go, and you can kind of just use your standard recharges pretty much all day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You don't really have to do any recharging. It's kind of like a pre-recharge, so to speak. So there is merit to that, and more importantly, it's actually really fun to sit there and figure out what works. You know, just like, ooh, I got this new artifact, or I got this new piece of gear, or I upgraded this hero. Let me go and run a bunch of different battles with that hero and figure out what's going on. I found myself doing that a lot when I was trying to figure out what heroes to use in League of Honor, because this is kind of like a good place to test them out and cut their teeth, you know? So I just want to publicly apologize to anybody that I may have offended for knocking on recharging, and then just being a straight up hypocrite on top of all of that, since I do it myself. I can't knock anybody for recharging. There's a reason the developers put that into this game, and it's a great way to figure out how things work, and you may just have fun and like doing it because of that, you know what I mean? So I apologize once more for saying that. I'm tempted to recharge now, but my phone is getting low on battery, and I want to be able to go and do some other stuff in the game before I got to leave the beach. So anyway, so that's what's going on there, and I was sad that I was not able to fight against Koala again. I really wanted to test that Spellbound Ring of the Deep and Helm combo to see if whether or not I could still beat him that way, which I clearly was not able to do with the Otherworldly Radiance and Ring combo. But it did work against Masano, who I have a very high loss rate against because of that cast. And the fact that that ring hit Cass and enabled to win was really cool to witness. So that's cool, at least. And I think I'm going to just go back and keep grinding this here and put my phone into low power mode and call it a day. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that video, and we will talk to y'all soon. Peace out.